One evening, my wife Sarah asked me to sit down. I could tell immediately that something was wrong. Her hands trembled slightly, and she couldn't quite meet my eyes. I assumed it was something small, maybe stress from work or worries about money. But then she took a deep breath, looked right at me, and said words that stopped everything around me. "I'm in love with someone else." For a few seconds, I just sat there completely still. It felt like time had frozen. I didn't shout, didn't cry. Instead, an odd calmness settled over me. I smiled, not because I was happy, but because I finally understood. "Perfect," I said quietly. Sarah looked at me, clearly confused. She must have expected an explosion of anger or heartbreak. But I simply stood, walked to the kitchen, and poured myself a glass of water. That one word, perfect, hung in the air, leaving her speechless. For years, I had been the one trying to fix our marriage. I had looked away when she had late-night texts, ignored the sudden girls' trips, and accepted the distance that had slowly grown between us. Deep down, I already knew. Her confession didn't shatter me. It confirmed what my heart had known for a long time, and oddly enough, it felt like release. She tried to explain herself, stumbling over excuses about how it just happened, how she never meant to hurt me. But I wasn't really listening anymore. I told her calmly to take what she needed and go be with whoever she believed she loved. That night, I packed her bags, left them by the door, and went to bed without another word. She left quietly and without realizing it. She gave me the best gift she ever could, freedom. The weeks that followed were surprisingly peaceful. The silence in the house wasn't painful. It was pure. I began focusing on myself again, my work, my health, my friends. The world that had revolved around her moods finally centered on me. About a month later, she came back. Her eyes were red, her face drawn and tired. Gone was the confident woman who had walked out. She asked if we could talk. Against my better judgment, I let her in. She broke down, crying before she even sat down. Between sobs, she told me it had all been a mistake, that the man she'd left for wasn't who she thought he was, that she didn't love him, and that she still loved me. I listened quietly, studying her. Part of me wanted to believe her. We had shared years together, after all. But another part of me remembered the lies, the loneliness, the hollow nights. "You said you were in love with someone else," I reminded her. She nodded quickly, trying to explain it away, saying she'd been confused, manipulated, scared. She wanted me to think that her confession had been a mistake, that we could pretend it hadn't happened. But that same calm I felt the night she left returned to me. "Sarah," I said softly, "it doesn't matter anymore. Whether it was real or not, you showed me who you are." Her face went pale. She tried to touch my hand, but I stepped back. I told her I'd already moved on, that I wasn't interested in rebuilding something that had already collapsed. Love, once broken by betrayal, never comes back the same. It becomes only a memory of what it used to be. She begged, offering to go to therapy, to start over, to do anything. But her desperation didn't move me. It only made me realize how much peace I had found without her chaos. I told her she needed to find her own path, but that path could no longer include me. After she left, I watched her walk down the street. This time there was no pain, no anger, just finality. She had made her choice, and now I had made mine. Over the next few months, I rebuilt my life. Not by finding someone new, but by rediscovering myself. I traveled, picked up new hobbies, and started smiling again. Real smiles this time. Sometimes the most painful endings lead to the most peaceful beginnings. Sarah tried to reach out a few more times, but I never responded. I felt no hate, only gratitude. Her confession, painful as it was, had freed me from an illusion I'd been clinging to. She thought she'd broken me, but instead she set me free. When people ask if I regret letting her go, I always tell them no. Because when she said, "I'm in love with someone else," and I answered, "Perfect," I didn't lose a wife that night. I finally found myself.